Act 12 of 2015 updated the program and fee for Pennsylvania's 911 law, which was reauthorized recently with the passage of Act 17 of 2019. Related to the revenue that's generated for that, how much revenue has been generated, and how is that then distributed to the counties?
Sure. So average surcharge collections have been $316 million under our current legislation. That's a vast improvement from 2014 prior to Act 12, where revenue was $190 million. And the surcharge is currently distributed, so 83% goes out to the counties through formula-based distributions. It's essentially a block grant to the counties. 15% is dedicated to Next Generation 911, and then 2% is for PEMA administrative costs.
So the Next Generation 911, is that the wireless service or full?
No,
what is that?
I'm sorry. So that is a complete upgrade of the infrastructure to route calls and data from a provider to our 911 centers. That current infrastructure is decades old. It's nearing the end of its useful life and becoming increasingly difficult to maintain. So essentially, we're upgrading that infrastructure from a legacy environment to an IP-based or a digital environment.
My question, and I think this is a very serious concern for PEMA, as it is for our emergency management folks back in Indiana County, which is the area that I represent, 62nd District. We recently, excuse me, it's been a long day. We recently allocated some county funding to provide cell service in one of our county parks. Indiana County, we go from urban to rural very fast, and you can lose your cell signal just like that. And to me, that is a fundamental emergency management issue when you can't even make a 911 call from 10 miles outside of Indiana. So can some of this funding be used for that? And if not, what is the plan to address those blackout zones?
So that's really a wireless provider issue. So that's separate from 911. That's really the service providers for wireless service expanding their coverage, which is outside of our program.
Right, I understand that, but it's still, to me, a public safety issue.
Agree.
And then my next question is for the State Fire Commissioner. Again, I appreciate you all being here. Related to emergency services, specifically ambulance service, I think we're in a critical situation right now with funding for our ambulance providers, Citizens Ambulance in particular, in Indiana County. They're struggling to make ends meet. We see ambulance providers closing in other areas of at least western Pennsylvania. And then we have this issue with surprise billing and the impacts that would have on our ambulance providers and emergency services. Can you comment on that, and what is your view? Is there a solution to this crisis?
Really, the EMS side does not fall under me, so I really can't comment on exactly what that would be. That would be Department of Health, Bureau of EMS. I'm sorry, sir, I don't have much knowledge on it at all.
Again, though, this gets to emergency management, providing essential services to the citizens of this Commonwealth. So can anyone comment on this situation with emergency or ambulance services?
Sure, I can kind of handle that. So I do have an EMS background, and obviously Bureau of EMS is in our agency. So that is a concern. I actually attended a Northwest County Commissioners Association meeting where this came up, and obviously in the rural counties it's a significant concern. I know that CCAP actually did a study and took a look at things, and there's actually a pick list of a number of different recommendations that potentially counties can implement or take a look at implementing. Ultimately, it is going to be under the guidance of the Bureau of EMS and under the Department of Health, because they have the statutory or legal authority to be able to take a look at things that can be done at the state level. But I agree, it is a concern. We've heard that concern when obviously we're out doing things, and it's something that it affects the kind of broader market of emergency management.
And then just one more for the State Fire Commissioner, and just a comment perhaps, but I have one of the bills that were presented as part of the SR6 package. Any support we continue to give to our volunteer fire companies is greatly needed. I work very closely with a lot of them. They struggle to find volunteers. I know you're probably well aware of these issues. Training, particularly from an administrative standpoint, and just I want to continue to wave the flag for those men and women who volunteer to keep our communities safe, and anything we can do to help them is greatly appreciated. So thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Appreciate your help.